Welcome back, class. On today's episode, your favorite teachers discuss a myriad of topics in a fast-paced PTI-style debate. Topics vary from 80s movies to Star Wars to zombies. All this and more in a Excuse the Disruption episode of The Fandalorians. Teachers by day, nerds by night. So that is the bell. Class is in session. Welcome to the Fandalorians, Teachers by Day, Nerds by Night podcast. We are the #1 pop culture podcast by public school teachers. Every week or so, we bring you the latest in entertainment news, reviews, and lively debates, all with a fun teacher twist. As proud members of the Unfiltered Studios podcasting network, we mix lifelong friendships with plenty of banter and good-natured trash talk along the way. You can email us at thefandaloriansmailbag@gmail.com, or you can text us at 631-494-3632. Now, since we get new listeners all the time, allow me to introduce ourselves. I am a New York City public school teacher and the man who's unable to find time to actually record, Mr. McDonald.
This is your busy time of year, man, isn't it?
Well, it's because baseball has started. Like even today, I think we're going to have 3 baseball games today, and it's going to end at 10 o'clock tonight on a school night.
I will text you the Knicks score. I'm sure you'll be following along now.
Yeah, no, please do. But yeah, it's a good problem to have. But we've been trying to plan this podcast for like a week and a half.
Yeah, last time was my fault though, but yeah.
It happens to us all. It almost happened today when Mr. G's computer decided to just stop working.
Yeah. Terrible.
All right. And with me is my co-teacher, Mr. Richardson, 4th grade teacher, and the man who loves not having to do an outline.
Yeah, listen, I'm taking the day off. This is great. I don't have to do the intro. Like a little behind the scenes, like I'll make the outline. It takes forever to find its information, as Mr. McDonald will tell you. Then I'll organize it. Then I'll go back and look for words I can't pronounce, like names of people and YouTube how to say it. And then I'll go back again and collect my thoughts on it because I can't do that the first time. And then when we do the show, when it's over, I got to come back and then we'll edit if I don't split it with Mr. G. So the greatest text I got was Mr. McDonald said, I'll do the outline. I'm like, I don't have to do the outline. I just turn it on and talk and then leave. Oh my God, this is how McDonald does it every week. This is fun.
Yeah, well, don't get used to it. I'm only doing it because I have a student teacher. And so that gave me time at work to actually do the outline.
Good. How many more weeks is he or she going to be there? Because
he has 3 more weeks.
3 more episodes it is. I'm in.
Yeah. That's fine. That is fine. Absolutely. And it's funny. He's at the point where he's writing his own lessons. And so all I have to do is I go in the morning, I look at his lesson, and I just, you walk in, you just like, all right, change that, do that, boom. And that's it.
Yeah. Then I get emergency meetings around the building all day. I'm like, I got to go, guys. I'll be back. You're fine. The kids are good. You'll be all right.
Alrighty. And my other co-teacher, the man who had a little bit of computer issue in the morning, and I'm sure has something book related to talk about, Mr. G.
I feel like I've 1, 2, 3, I think I've 4 books since we've last recorded.
Wow.
Yeah, been busy. But I did listen to the first book of the series, All Systems Red, The Murderbot Diaries, which I had mentioned to you boys about
Apple Plus.
The Apple Plus series. I believe it's called Diary of a Murderbot. It's very interesting. I like that they're short. It was a 3-hour. It's not until like book 5 in the series that it's actually like a novel. They're all advertised as novelettes.
All right. So Mr. G, do you have Apple Plus?
No, I don't.
Oh, does this book make you consider having it?
No.
Really interesting.
You know what it is?
Will you get the $9 month thing? It's like a $9 movie for 10 hours entertainment, and then drop it when it's over. Will you do that when this comes out to see the version of it if you like this series?
No, I don't know, because you know how they always talk about how books and movies are different and this and that. So I definitely think that I am fine. with not wanting to watch it. But unless people are like, oh, it's amazing, then we'll see.
Yeah, I
All
gotta
right. So
activate
that's why
another card
you're
today.
yeah,
Yeah.
you're so excited for us to watch it and be like, Charlie, you
Yeah.
have to see it.
Well, because I know someone that my friend of mine listened to the Mickey 7
Mhm.
series and then watched Mickey 17 and was completely disappointed in the movie. He was just like, I didn't enjoy the movie at all.
It's very rarely the same. The only exception, currently in my class, I'm reading to them The Princess Bride, and the movie was written by the author of the book. So it's pretty much the same, except for certain parts because of money they had to cut out.
Mhm.
Line by line, moment by moment, it's all there. So those are one of those rare moments where the kids are like, this Venn diagram is searched, and it's just we're leaving stuff out. That's it. Everything else is exactly the same.
It's not two circles. It's literally just one
It's
circle.
just, yeah, we just cut out a couple things that they couldn't do, but that's it.
Alrighty. So since it was my turn to create the outline, I decided to do something completely different today because I had a hard time figuring out what topics to choose. So I decided to choose pretty much all of the topics. What we're going to do today, gentlemen, is we are going to discuss 12 different topics, but we are going to do it very, very, very quickly. And so I got the inspiration from watching the TV show PTI. Now, Charlie, I understand you've never seen this show before.
When you mentioned PTI, no clue. But now that I see the name of it, yes, I've seen this before.
Oh, okay. So for listeners at home who are similar to Charlie and don't really like sports and don't really watch any TV shows about sports, PTI stands for Pardon the Interruption. Now, this is a show that is famous for having two guys just debate a bunch of topics very, very, very quickly. So before we get into the building meeting, I just want to talk about the format of the show because this is the first time that we are doing it. We're going to be discussing several topics in a similar style, but different enough to not get sued by the popular TV show Pardon the Interruption.
Great point.
So since we can't call it Pardon the Interruption, we are calling today's episode Excuse the Disruption.
That's just enough to not get us in trouble.
Yes,
All
and it
right.
happens all the time at work. Excuse our interruption, but there's outside recess today. I'm like, I know, it's beautiful out. You don't need to tell me. Or it's inside recess. I know, it's pouring rain out. You don't
They
need to
actually
tell me.
interrupt for that? That's funny.
Yes, it drives
don't.
me absolutely
They
insane.
send an email in my building. They never interrupt. Anyway.
No.
Alrighty, so hit the music.
Come on down to the building meeting. Come on down today. There's many things to talk about. Yes, you have to stay. Urgent things to discuss. So lose that face of disgust. No, this couldn't be an email. So come on down today. Building meeting today. Oh yeah, it's the building meeting today.
Gentlemen, we're going to break this down into 3 rounds. First 2 rounds, it's 5 topics. We're going to do 30 seconds for each of us, 30 seconds for kind of a group discussion, and then we are moving on to the next topic. And then we have another round for round 2, and round 3, we're only talking about 2 things, but in a little bit more depth. All right, so you gentlemen ready to rock and roll?
Let's go.
Round 1, the first topic. New rules for Academy voters. In a surprising twist, just like any good movie, the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences announced that Academy members must now watch every Oscar-nominated film in order to vote for the Academy Awards. The shift begs this question of how are they going to enforce it? Allegedly, the Academy is going to monitor viewing activity through members-only screenings and the streaming platform. And then for films outside the platform, members have to submit a form indicating when and where they watch the film. Jimmy, you're going to get the first one. Why does this rule exist?
Okay, so basically the idea that this rule didn't exist makes no sense. There's a lot riding on these people winning these awards. People aren't watching them. It makes no sense. It came out when people apparently were admitting they had actually not seen some of these movies. It changes the course of some actors and actresses and directors and people's their lives, and you didn't even watch it. And you're voting for your friends, you're voting for your buddies. I don't think it's going to work out there. McDonald?
Yeah, I mean, look, if you don't watch all of the movies and you have a vote, that's just doing a disservice. You're absolutely right when you talk about the fact that careers are made and broken by whether this wins awards or not. And so if you vote just by, oh, the trailer on that one looks nice, or oh, I know I like the guy who's in that. Or the worst part is I hate when like narratives take over where like, oh, he's due, I have to vote for blank. It's really, really kind of, if you don't watch the movies, you shouldn't vote. Charlie?
I, for one, didn't even realize that this was a thing. And when you mentioned the fact that, oh, you have to actually everyone has to watch these movies to actually vote on them, I was shocked. But it's literally the most American thing I've ever heard of, not knowing anything about what you're voting about.
You know what? That's a great point. I can't even argue what Charlie said. Yeah. And I think about the NBA too. There's some people who have these votes for the sports MVPs of various sports leagues who do not watch enough of the games. They just watch the LeBron and this one, and they won't even vote for these people that some of us may know. Keeping track of it's going to be interesting, but I'm in.
Yeah, it shows you how political this is. Where even Yogi agrees with me, but it shows you how political this is. Where people are just like, "Who are you voting for? Who should I vote for? Oh, you voted for him, so I'm going to vote for him." Okay, so now next topic, gentlemen. Let's talk about the movie Predator: Badlands. This is the newest sequel for many, many, many movies. And I'm going to start with you, Charlie, because this is right up your alley. In this movie, it seems like the Predator is the good guy. And so, Charlie, can a Predator be a good guy?
I don't know if the Predator can be a good guy because it's an interesting concept because we always have the Predator as being this, the hunter, the bad guy. He's the antagonist of all of his movies. And now he's going to be the protagonist, which I think is going to work because it'll be something different because we've been seeing the Predator. There's lots of Predator movies. So I think it's a nice little direction to take because I don't look at him being like a Joker and glorifying a villain that way.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's what I was just worried about. I don't like it when we kind of glorify the bad guys because people get the wrong message out of that. In order for a Predator to be a bad guy, it just makes me curious to see who are they going to go against that's going to be so bad that it makes a Predator the good guy. I just think that's crazy. Jimmy?
First of all, I liked in the movie Prey when the Predator killed all those people who were evil. Hunter explorers or whoever they were,
the French explorers,
right? I like when they died. I also, if somehow they end up on like, I don't know, some plantation and he attacks the people who are attacking slaves, I may cheer for the Predator then too. Where in the past there's some people in society today I don't like. What if the Predator goes after them? Predator takes down the clan. Listen, there could be some options, but I agree though. Supposed to be the villain, he's supposed to be all powerful, you're going after him, that sort of thing. That's all I can find.
Is that a dog toy?
It's a taboo squeaky toy, but it's a kid version. It's like
that's excellent. All right.
I love it.
So the squishy noise tells me it's time for the next topic. So that brings us to the third topic for today. We're talking about the Disney Plus TV show Andor. Andor just released their first 3 episodes. It's apparently very, very, very good. And it is the biggest thing that really Star Wars has going on. Question's going to go to Jimmy first. Is there going to be a backlash to Andor's success?
Not really. I think there won't be a backlash to the success because a lot of the other things it's done so far, Star Wars has done so far under the Disney banner has been met mixed reviews, let's just say. We know the things I hate. I'm not going to go through that again because I have less amount of time. But generally, people have not liked a couple of things. For one thing, they'd be successful. The people who support Disney be like, see, look, we got one. And people who hate it be like, that's the only one you got. It's been a waste of time. Charlie, what do you think?
I think that I've watched the first 3 episodes, and I think it was great. But I definitely see it's a different type of Star Wars. So I can see if you're not into what Andor is about, you might not enjoy it as much as other people. It's all political underlyings of what happened to how the Empire got created.
Yeah, I mean, look, there's going to be a backlash, because anytime that something is good, there's always, oh, this is good. And then there's the counter kind of backlash, be like, well, it's not as good as, it could be. And then there's going to be a backlash to the backlash. And then eventually it kind of finds its proper role. It's just going to take time. But yeah, I think there's going to be some haters that be like, there's no lightsabers in this one. There's not a Skywalker. What the heck? So, I mean, I don't know. What do you guys think?
But I always think internet hate is just so, some of it's so fake. Not everyone goes online to write stuff. Like even all of our thoughts. I mean, I may do stuff occasionally, but I know the two of you aren't always posting your negative thoughts, and negative sells, negative trends, negativity gets more views.
Did you just say negativity?
Negative negativity. Yes, it's a new term. I've coined it.
Yeah, it's called positivity then.
I mean, we disagree on that already. The point is, I don't think it's always going to be. I just think internet's not always the same. You never know. It's not really what people tend to believe about something.
I don't know. I watched the whole.
Finish up, Charlie.
No, I was gonna say I happened to see a TikTok where it was a podcast, and the one guy was like, "I'm gonna give a hot take," and he talked about how trash Andor was, and the other three guys were like, "Your opinion is complete trash," and they just obliterated their friend. And I was like, "Good for them," because it was a terrible hot take.
That turns out it's a cold take. All right.
Exactly.
All right. So now, fourth topic for the first round, we're going to talk about the Ryan Coogler, Michael B. Jordan movie, Sinners. And we were talking about this before we were recording. So let's go back to Jimmy for this one. Is this movie going to win any Oscars this year?
I'm not sure if it's going to win any Oscars this year. I guarantee he will be nominated for Best Director. I have not seen it yet. I'm waiting for Hayden to come home because I'm going to see it with her. 100% he'll be nominated for Best Director. I've never seen a film come out in recent memory where it's almost been a universal positive feedback. I haven't seen anything negative online except for a couple of articles I've read, and that's a different point of view. But as far as people have seen it of all color and races and things I've read, it's nothing but positivity. So I think it'd be terrible if it somehow misses any nomination at all. It's got to get some, especially with the categories now. They offer 9 Best Pictures. It'll get something in there, McDonald.
Yeah, I mean, look, I haven't seen it either, but yeah, it's been super, super positive. I think not only is Coogler going to get a directing nod, I think he's going to get a screenplay nod. Now, the fact that it really is a horror movie, and horror movies are vastly, vastly underrepresented, usually in the Academy Awards. But this is like the most prestigious horror movie that has come out probably since... Well, it depends if you consider Silence of the Lambs a horror movie. But that's my time.
So the first thing I thought about when I saw it was it looked like A Dusk Till Dawn. I was like, oh, this looks interesting. I like the time period that it looks like, and it could be something that I would like. I've never actually heard about it or saw anything until you mentioned it today. I went and watched the trailer for it. So I'd see it. I think it looks kind of cool.
I think one of the unique parts of it that Hayden told me is it all takes place in one day. And
A Dusk Till Dawn.
Yeah, it does. They 2 brothers come home from something. They're trying to do something, like set up some area, have a party because they're home, and then all the thing breaks loose.
Oh wait, Michael B. Jordan plays both brothers, right?
Yes.
So hang on. Do you think he could possibly get nominated for Best Actor and Best Supporting Actor in the same movie?
You know what? That was worth going over the buzzer. I really hope so.
That
would be funny.
It looks good. It'd be really good.
All right, so let's talk about the next topic, the Fantastic Four. Marvel Studios dropped a new trailer for Fantastic Four First Steps with kind of retro vibes, really hard 60s vibes, and our first look at the Silver Surfer. Guys, does this change anything for your level of excitement? Let's start with Charlie.
No. I don't know if I would see this. I don't know if it's a movie I'm going to go out and see in the theater anyway. So I will watch it when it streams. But if I get to it, I guess I don't know. I don't necessarily feel like I'm drawn to want to go see this movie. That's it. Jimmy?
I was like, you still have a little time. We could sit here for 8 seconds in silence.
Oh, I forgot that the button doesn't matter. So I did a YouTube live with DT about this maybe a week or so ago. And we went almost 60 minutes. He invited me on because I've been going at him online about his thoughts on this. We went at it in person. When it was over, he did say I did a good job because I had a lot of counterpoints. And one of my points about the retro vibe, this is a separate reality. This is a reality where they're the heroes. They come in great. It's Fantastic Four. We all love them. And they're going to fail epically and end up shifting over to a different universe. And that's why we're getting the vibes. You know, it doesn't change and move it. Fantastic Four is my heart. It's my favorite comic of all time. McDonald, I'm in either way. You know, you used to read them.
Yeah, I mean, they also kind of gave away, I think, a pretty big plot point when they, they essentially said that Sue Storm is pregnant in the movie. And I was very shocked that they were going to kind of, number one, give that away. And number two, do that in the very first movie. It's like they're trying to get to Franklin Richards as fast as possible. And I feel like this is a mistake that Marvel kind of does recently. They're trying, it's what DC used to do. They're trying to do everything too fast. Like, let it breathe.
Now, my thoughts on this was, instead of doing the origin story, we're going to join them a few years in where they're already famous and popular. Okay. So 5 years in, everyone's love them. They're in the sheets. They're in the streets with the posters to sign the T-shirts, and we're establishing they're a family. We see
who's in the sheets.
They're in the shirts. I meant the shirts. Don't eat up my time. I have like 10 seconds. So they're cooking the video that like they show that she's pregnant. They're clearly a family. Johnny's upset they're coming late for dinner. The thing's cooking. We are establishing they're a family and everyone's loved them. They're revered before we destroy their whole reality. So I'm in for that. You're going to see, I will be right.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm going to see this movie anyway. But anyway, so now, guys, it's time for round two. This is where the topics get a little weirder. I don't know if I did that on purpose, but it is kind of weird. So speaking of which, the first topic in round two, they're rebooting I Know What You Did Last Summer. And in fact, Freddie Prinze Jr. and Jennifer Love Hewitt join the cast for this reboot, remake, whatever it's going to be. The question I have to you guys, let's start with Charlie. Will this matter? Are people going to see it?
People are going to go see it because people go love to see these movies. I think it's just going to be like popcorn movie theater movie. It's a movie to go see. But I like to see the fact that Freddie Prinze Jr. is jumping back in. So hopefully this will jumpstart some other things for him because I enjoy seeing him in his movies. What do you think, Pat?
For me, I mean, nostalgia. I feel like nostalgia is getting old. And it's one of those things where, they didn't get Sarah Michelle Gellar, which I thought was funny because isn't she still married to Freddie Prinze Jr.?
Yeah, but she said she can't do it because she's dead. She died in the first one.
That never stops movies. But anyway, so
I'll say that on my point. You go.
Yeah. But anyway, I mean, look, it'll bring back people who liked it in the 90s. And I think they're going to have some younger stars probably. I don't know who's in it. But will this movie do well? I don't know.
They brought back Scream. It's still going. This is like the second movie that came after Scream that had a run. And as far as Sarah Michelle Gellar, they offered her a ton of money. She couldn't do it because not only was she dead, they found her body frozen in ice, and it was like a big plot point. So she just refused to do it because it made no sense, and she didn't want to do that. Her husband's doing it. Apparently, she went to the set. She had a good time. Them all coming back is great because it'll probably get people in the door, and then there'll be a whole bunch of young people getting killed. But the plot is they hit somebody with a car, and then a year later, the guy comes back. So is that happening again? Because I'm pretty sure he's dead. Or new kids hit somebody with a car, and they go, hey, listen what happened to me last time I hit someone with a car.
It's someone else last summer. That's all.
Yeah. No,
all
the
right.
guy's still old.
Okay, give me the squishy sound, Jimmy.
But we got 10 more seconds.
No, you didn't. You did not. You
I
went
have
over
1
your
minute-
time
have
by
1 minute,
40
54
seconds, Jimmy.
I started right when I started talking.
Yeah, you didn't start your timer, though.
No, yes, I did. I hit the
All right.
button and then spoke. Now it's time. Don't you challenge fix your iPhone.
Okay.
Fix your computer and your iPhone. Go,
So-
McDonald.
Next topic. Let's talk about Zombies 4 Dawn of the Vampires. So Disney just unleashed the first trailers for Zombies 4 Dawn of the Vampires. The question I have for you guys, I'll start with Jimmy, is do we really need 4 of these movies?
Of course we do. It's not for us. It's for kids. Kids like it. The generation who grew up and watching these movies will watch 4, even if they're old enough to not watch it. Oh, remember that? Let me turn it on for a little bit. It's not for us. You have to accept sometimes that some of this stuff isn't for us. So I'm not going to trash it. But kids liked it. And there's another generation out there. No, watch this one too. Apparently the other ones are still getting watched on Disney Plus a lot. Go ahead. You have the platform. Do it.
Charlie?
Oh, I agree. we don't need these movies, but there's plenty of other people that do and want them. So 100% what Jimmy said. It might not be for me, but there's so many people out there. And if my daughter is going to tune in and watch it, I'll probably sit down and watch it with her too.
I watched the
Pat.
first two.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, look, I love the fact that it's just a Disney Channel original. And what they're doing is they're airing it on Disney Channel first, then they're putting it on Disney Plus. And it's I like the nostalgia of that, of you got to watch it on a Disney Channel show. I mean, like on the actual physical screen, because I don't know if you could pay my kids enough money to find Disney Channel as a channel, because they just don't watch TV. But yeah, I mean, look, there's 4 of these movies. There's obviously a need. I mean, at least a market for them. So good for them. All right. So speaking of kind of a Disney Channel,
I had
yeah,
more to
moving
say,
on.
but you ate my 30 seconds. But go ahead.
Oh, sorry. That's all right. Let's talk about Wednesday, not the day, but the show. So Jenna Ortega's Wednesday returns for a spooky second season. The trailer came out. Are you guys going to watch it?
100% I'm going to watch it. That's it. I'm going to watch it. There's no need to discuss any further about if I'm going to think about watching it. I'm going to watch it. Done.
All right. I'm 100% going to watch it. I'm going to discuss it further because we're on a podcast. I'm just going to add more to it. Ready? Like the first one, it was great. Apparently, they're removing the love story from the second one because her character really isn't a love story person, and she actively fought to have that taken out. Like, it made no sense. Good. We got rid of that nonsense. She's back at the school. Chaos ensues. Mystery Machine. I'm in for the whole thing, McDonald. Are you going to watch it?
I'm going to tell you guys a secret. I never finished season 1.
Oh, boo.
Yeah, I just, it was fine. It was good. I enjoyed it. We reviewed it. I like the fact that you guys liked it, but I don't know if I'm going to watch this season. And guess what? That's okay.
I watched it with my 2 kids. So that's why.
My kids, I tried to watch it with Ryan, and it's not his cup of tea either. And so we're just like, all right, fine.
And I'll 100% be watching it with Bryn. So, again, like the first one, it's fun time. Good for the next one.
I love that sound.
Okay. No one else had more to say, right? Because we're only at 122.
So let's talk about the Amazon Prime movie Heads of State. The Suicide Squad, Idris Elba and John Cena, they team up in an action comedy, Heads of State. Do you guys think this movie is going to be a hit for Amazon Prime? Let's go with Jimmy first.
All right. Now, it's worked out because I actually saw the trailer for this randomly yesterday, so I knew what this is about. John Cena is the president of our country, and Idris is the president of some other place. I didn't catch the name of where he's the president of.
I thought he was the Prime Minister of England. But
is it England or something? Well, it sounds about right, actually. So anyway, they either get kidnapped or trying to escape. Look, it looks like a fun time. It's Cena. It's Elba. They've done stuff together in the past. It's an action movie with them as the heads of state. It's going to be a hit for Amazon. I actually think this one is going to be a hit for Amazon. Charlie, what do you think from just what we've said about it?
I am totally going to watch it. I find John Cena as a comedian, like comedic, very entertaining and very funny. I liked his last movie he did. What was that $1 Million Prize? I think it was called.
Yeah, the one with
Awkwafina.
Awkwafina, yeah.
I really enjoyed. I really enjoyed the movie and in his physical comedy and stuff. I thought it was great. So I'm all in for this one.
I mean, look, I get a little nervous because I also thought The Electric State was going to be a hit when I saw the trailer. But we
tried to warn you. You didn't listen. It's terrible.
Yeah. But these two guys have excellent chemistry. We've seen it together. And Amazon, they need a big hit. They need to bring viewers, paying viewers over to Amazon. I mean, they have Invincible, they have The Boys, but that's very kind of niche. They need a big action hit, and I hope this is it.
I would say, though, to see Idris play a comedy role where he's gets to be funny, I'm looking forward to, because I've seen
real
commercials.
Accent, by the way.
Yeah, I've seen commercials and I've seen him do things where he has a great sense of humor, but he never plays that kind of character. And now to see him play it in his own original accent should be interesting.
All righty. So that takes us to our next topic. We're going to talk about The Brat Pack. The movie St. Elmo's Fire celebrated its 40th anniversary last week with a first ever 4K UHD release of the Brat Pack classic. So, gentlemen, who's your favorite member of the Brat Pack?
Okay, one, I never saw St. Elmo's Fire. Two, I don't know who the Brat Pack is.
Well, you know what's funny? I spent the morning Googling it like it was like a baseball team because I Googled Brat Pack roster. So ready? Here's the roster.
Give me the roster.
Okay. So these are what they call the core members. These are like the starters. You ready? It's Emilio Estevez, Anthony Michael Hall, Rob Lowe, Andrew McCarthy, Demi Moore, Judd Nelson, Molly Ringwald, and Ali Sheedy.
Most of the characters from The Breakfast Club.
Yes, pretty much with Rob Lowe and Andrew McCarthy in there.
And Demi Moore.
Yes. Those three were not in The Breakfast Club.
Right.
Nope.
So, Jimmy?
I don't have a favorite. I'm passing. You can go.
I've never seen St. Elmo's Fire either. But
you've certainly seen Brat Pack movies.
Oh yes, I've seen a whole bunch of them, and I enjoy all of those movies are fun, they're entertaining, they're funny. Anthony Michael Hall was definitely had his little typecast for every single one of his kind of things, and then I know he was an adult. As an adult, he played a more serious role in a different movie. But it's hard to say because they're all unique in their own different movies.
I mean, look, the character, the actor I most identified with for myself was Anthony Michael Hall because he always played kind of a dorky guy.
Yeah.
But of the Brat Pack, I actually had a huge crush on one member of the Brat Pack. It was Ali Sheedy. I loved Ali Sheedy in, do you guys remember what was the one with the robot? Short Circuit?
Yes, sir. Short Circuit.
I loved that movie. And I was like, she was so pretty in that. And I was just like, oh, I want her to be my girlfriend. When I was like 10 years old. All righty. Jimmy, so you've never seen any of these movies?
Other than the Breakfast Club. I haven't seen
Weird Science?
Okay, so Weird Science. I didn't know that counted. You didn't give me a list. I was kind of just... All right, I saw Weird Science. I saw the
Breakfast Club.
Yeah.
Okay, so there was 16 Candles, Pretty in Pink.
No.
About Last Night. I'm not sure what movie that was. I don't remember that off the top of my head. Those were the films that a lot of them were in together.
Yeah, I just think that they somebody labeled them Brat Pack, and it was such a sticky name that you're like, oh, that's great. And I think they're more famous for being the Brat Pack than any single one of their movies. From movies that Jimmy hasn't seen, let's talk about a movie that Jimmy has seen.
You don't know if I've seen this.
I saw it with you.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Anyway, so let's talk about Star Wars. The original unaltered Star Wars movie from 1977 will hit theaters for the first time since 1978. Let's start with Charlie. Do you want to see it again in the theater?
This is going to be interesting, and I'm going to say I'm not sure because, one, I did see the Minecraft movie and experienced the audience participation in that movie, and I've seen some releases, some videos of movies theaters that are showing the not the Phantom Menace, one of the other
Revenge of the Sith or whatever.
Yeah, and there's a whole lot of people just talking, like quoting the movie out loud along the way as well. And I don't know if I'm
horror picture showish.
Yeah, I'm not in for audience participation.
I'm on Team Charlie. I have what was this, 46, 47 years ago? I'm good. I don't need to sit through it and watch everyone stand up and have lightsaber fights in the front. I'm not that level. I don't want to have people saying all the lines word for word. It's not necessary. I'm good. I don't need to go see it in theaters, McDonald.
When did you guys get so boring? I mean, seeing this in the theater. I'm going to try to go see it because some movies are made for the big screen. And as long as you have big screens at home, but it's not the same. When you go to the movies and see it, the energy of the crowd, that's going to pump adrenaline into your body. I don't need to people can sing along or do the lines because guess what? I have this movie memorized anyway. And so I would want to see it in the theater.
It depends the energy. I happened to be in a showing of Minecraft movie where the kids were very involved in it, but there was no throwing of anything. There was just clapping and cheering and saying the things, and it made it fun. But for some reason, like I said, I watched the TikTok thing, and it did not seem fun.
We'll go over a minute, but I have to say this. I went to see The Princess Bride because when the movie was over, I got to, the man in black himself came out and Wesley came out and talked. So we watched it in the theaters and everyone's saying all the lines along, but yeah, it's mostly adults. It's a different energy. It was kind of fun because people were laughing at the things, they've laughed at 1,000 times. And then he comes out as well. So yeah, maybe the energy, but you can't know the energy before you get there. So I'll take the odds and stay home.
Yeah, I don't need 40-year-old man energy talking over the lines.
Yeah, man, we're old. We don't want to do this.
All right. So before we get to the final round, are you just going to interrupt me the entire time? I love it. This
is fun. I'm having a good time.
All right. So before we move to the final round, let's talk about how you can support the show. You can check out all the merch by heading to TeePublic. The link to our storefront is in the bio, as always, and all of our proceeds go to Laney's Legacy of Hope. That's laneyslegacyofhope.org. Laney's is a nonprofit organization that engages in fundraisers and activities to provide assistance to families with someone suffering from pediatric cancer. It is volunteer run. There are no CEOs. There are no boards. So when you donate, 100% will go directly to the families. 100% of our cut from these shirts go directly to Laney's Legacy of Hope. So you can check them out at laneyslegacy.org. If you live in Long Island, check out Red Shirt Comics in downtown Port Jefferson for all your comic needs, the official comic book shop of the Fandalorians. And for all those listeners that don't live on Long Island, remember to support your local comic shops. And also 1 block away from Red Shirt Comics is one of our new sponsors, the Willow and Harlow Candle Company. This is not just any candle company. It is a place where creativity, relaxation, and a bit of magic just come together. Every single candle they make is hand-poured with love using all-natural soy wax and thoughtfully blended scents that are as clean as they are delightful. If you find yourself in the Port Jefferson area, make sure to stop by their studio where you can dive into the art of candle making yourself. You want to make your own custom scented masterpiece? You can do that. I told you we're still working on the Fandalorian candle.
She's going to do one for us. I actually talked to her about it.
I have a name. It's called the Candalorian.
Okay, we're in. Look at this. We're going to set it up.
So from self-guided sessions to private experiences and creative workshop, there's always something fun to unique to discover. Plus, you can add your own personal touch with custom labels. So whether you're a candle connoisseur or just looking for a relaxing or creative day, Willow and Harlow is the perfect spot to light up your world, literally. And if you mention the Fandalorians, you get 10% off of your very first purchase. So check them out at willowharlow.com. All right, so gentlemen, that takes us to our final topics. We can take a little bit more time with these. This is a little bit more free-flowing. So let's start with the first topic. Let's talk about Daredevil Born Again Season 1. Now, I'm going to throw this to Jimmy because, Charlie, I don't think you finished it. But, Jimmy, did it stick the landing?
It was a hodgepodge season. They had stuff from the beginning that they had to kind of fit into the new narrative. It stuck the landing as much as I'm interested in Season 2. I wasn't interested in most of Season 1 because I could see literally the split where it got more rough and edgy and like the actual Netflix show. Unless we're just going to talk in the courtroom where they split. Now, should they have paid money to redo it? I don't know, man. Maybe not. It's a lot of money. And the people sitting in the room, the director from Punisher came aboard saying, no, we can make it work. Now you have the Punisher and Daredevil, which as a buddy cop thing would be funny because those two together are just hilarious. Their arguments and the way they banter. Kingpin takes over. Vigilantes are banned. We're putting a team together. And we open the door to the ending where he's got a team and it's just a bunch of regular people. I was looking for Luke Cage. I was looking for Jessica to be in the room. Will they be in the next season? I'm assuming the next season will begin with him going to track down Luke for an episode or two, track down Jessica. Literally Fast and Furious put a team together. So it stuck the landing as much as I'm looking forward to Season 2. But I wasn't as excited by Season 1. But it stuck the landing for the last 3 episodes. It's a weird one, though. You could feel the difference, McDonald.
Well, Charlie, you have any thoughts?
No
No.
thoughts. None.
Great drop in, Charlie. I love it. All right. So, I mean, look, Jimmy, I agree with a lot of what you said. Now, I'll tell you, one of my favorite tropes in all movies is the I'm putting a team together montage. And so, you see everyone with specific skills. I'm with you. I was very, very underwhelmed when essentially Daredevil said, I'm going to put together my own army. And it's like 4 cops and the other lawyer.
The guy
and you're
runs
like,
the bar and like his
Yeah,
friend from the deli.
yeah,
that's
and you're
your
just like,
team?
that's not going to win. But I mean, look, every time the Punisher and Daredevil were in the same scene together, you could literally see the crackling energy coming off of the two of them, and they're just so
That's
good
the
together.
show you do. That's
Yeah,
the show
and
you do.
they have to do more of that. I mean, I said previously when we talked about this, they should have just canned the episodes that didn't work and start from scratch, because like you could see the stitches that were like cut together. It was like very jarring how much it showed. But yeah, I mean, let's see how this is going to work. I did see somebody joke about what's Mayor Fisk going to do about the Void taking over New York and the Thunderbolts.
I wonder if it's connected. Hopefully it is.
Yeah, and I mean, I really would like to see that, absolutely. But yeah, I mean, this felt more like a mid-season finale than a season finale, because it really is one whole season. But I do want to see how it's going to end. I do want to see what he's going to do in season 2.
No, so you can go on the next one.
All right, okay.
Squeaker.
Oh, my bad. I forgot.
All righty. So this brings us to our last topic of the day. And I'm sure Charlie Elise has some thoughts on this one. We're going to talk about recent Star Wars announcements. So, gentlemen, which announcement from Star Wars Celebration Japan 2025 was your favorite? There were 5 of them. Number 1, Ryan Gosling starring in Star Wars Starfighter. Number 2, the first look at Rory McCann as Baylan Skoll in Ahsoka. Number 3, the news that Hayden Christensen is returning as Anakin in Ahsoka again. Number 4, taking care of Grogu on the Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run. And number 5, the announcement of Star Wars Maul Shadow Lord for Disney+. So let's start with Charlie.
Can we add that Mandalorian Grogu trailer to the mix here?
Wait, what? Did I miss something?
You missed the trailer. There was a fan video trailer that they showed the trailer at this event. Someone videotaped it.
Oh, someone smuggled it out.
Yeah, it's in the group.
It is very Smuggler's Run of someone.
Which was very weird, because I was like, how come this wasn't posted like as an official trailer? Like, why are we getting it like from TikTok?
Yeah,
I think they didn't want to.
I don't know. Sure. Now we have.
I'm going to add that as a.
All right, that's fine.
But Charlie, I know you're going first.
Charlie, which one of these has you most excited?
Okay, so I really don't care about any of them, but the only one that I thought was interesting was the Ryan Gosling starring in Star Wars Starfighter. I cannot stand the Darth Maul coming back to life thing. I hated it when they did it in Clone Wars. I hated it when they continued it in Rebels. I think it was dumb. And
they did it in Solo.
Yeah, I thought it was dumb across the board. I thought, he should have stayed dead. No. But other than that, I don't care about Hayden Christensen coming back. Yay, he's there. Whatever, Force Ghost. The other stuff was fine. The Baylan thing didn't make. I don't care.
I'll tell you, I didn't know that they announced that they officially were going to do Ahsoka season 2 until I heard all of these announcements. So
they definitely were recasting him, so that was definitely going to happen.
Because there was a real honest discussion of whether there would be Ahsoka season 2, especially after what was the show that did so poorly that they were like, we are not bringing this back?
Acolyte.
Yes, I was like, that one did so poorly. And so you're like, I don't know if they're going to give Ahsoka a season 2. So that is sneaky good news, because I do want to see how that's going to turn out. But yeah, I mean, I get excited when they announce new Star Wars movies, and I think Ryan Gosling is a bankable star. And I want to see them really nail a non-Skywalker movie. So hopefully this is good. Do you guys remember Ryan Gosling did a movie Driver where he was like a getaway driver?
Yeah,
That movie was
based on the
great.
video game.
If you do that in space, I'm in. So I'm going to go with, no, you know what? I'm going to stick with the Ahsoka news. All right. But anyway, Jimmy.
I like Charlie didn't care about any of this. Pretty much, I didn't like Ahsoka. I told you before, I did like the fact that it wasn't a on ramp. I'm not a big Dave Filoni guy. He's good at creating things, but when he writes something and you see he's the actual writer for him, it's such a choppy job. I like the Grogu Mandalorian trailer that I saw, even though it wasn't on this list. It was fun, even though it's a sketchy one we watched from camera. Bringing back Darth Maul. Yeah, Maul. Wasn't a fan of that either. Though I think the animated series they are going to touch on the key thing from the Clone Wars, where why didn't he reveal who the Emperor was and kept it to himself? And then at the end, when he was about to reveal, that's when he ended up battling the Emperor in like the second to last episode. They want to dig deep into what kept him quiet about that for so long, when he could have pretty much told the Jedi instantly, hey, this is the guy, because he killed his brother. He did stuff to him. He tried to turn on him. All right. Ryan Gosling hopping on board. Don't care either. I don't even care that if they touch outside the Skywalker thing, because I've always said before, it doesn't. You could be in the Skywalker thing all you want. You just have to tell a good story, and people will show up. Just tell a good story. Get away from the Skywalkers. They've done like 2 or 3 movies, and every time you go away from them, no one shows up to this movie to see it half the time, or they just complain when there's a show about that doesn't have the Skywalkers in it. All everyone does is complain. Either way, Ryan Gosling, though, did say he likes doing big box office movies. He loves these things. He's been doing those non-movies for a while, and now he's like, hey, this is fun. I like this world. I want to do it. But I honestly don't care too much about any of this.
Is Star Wars kind of over? I don't know. Because remember, we are the target demographic of Star Wars.
No, and we shouldn't be, and that's the problem.
Yeah, and I'm because I'm like, and the fact that none of us are really that excited is a really, really bad sign.
You know what? I have to see what they're going to do with the Star Wars Starfighter before I could say whether or not. But like I liked the Fall Guy. I liked I enjoy him in movies. I am never a person to be like, I'm going to see this movie because this actor is in it. But I enjoy him, so I'm pretty sure we're going to get some entertainment.
Yeah, I mean, Charlie, I don't think those movies exist anymore. Nobody goes to the movies because they're, nobody gets like a season pass for. I guess Tom Cruise is kind of the last one.
Nope, never.
No, Tom Cruise.
I've never in my entire life have ever said I have to see this movie because there's this actor in it.
That's you though.
I know. I'm just saying I'm not that kind of person.
No, I know. Tom Cruise gets people paying attention. Denzel and Leonardo DiCaprio, people take a second look at what they're doing. Outside of those 3,
yeah, they're the last ones.
Quentin Tarantino's probably the only director.
No, Christopher Nolan.
I don't care about directors either.
I know, but that's
Christopher Nolan, guys.
Generally,
Nolan too.
Nolan too. Okay, Charlie, we get it.
It's not going to see the friggin' people who are Odyssey in movies because of Christopher Nolan.
Most people who are interested in movies and are interested in seeing things. Not you. You don't do it, so it's understandable you don't care. But if their names are attached to it, people take oh wait, who's doing it? Oh, I'm in. Let me just look into it. You're gonna look.
Okay, hold on.
Because of those names pop up. That's my point.
Listen, when you saw John Cena came up, am I gonna go like definitely 100% watch that movie? No. If I remember to watch it and I see it, oh yeah, I'm gonna watch that movie because I find him enjoyable. But am I gonna like make a point to go and watch it? No.
Yeah, he wasn't on my list.
Yeah.
It as far as the most mainstream, I'm telling you, it's those 3. Leonardo, they'll make you hear they're in it, you actually will think about looking into it. Most people do who are interested. That's all. And for Tarantino, Cougar might be in the conversation now too. But I think that's it that moves the needle. Gosling, though, you know what?
He's on the cusp.
Who knows? I don't know. I've never,
See, I'm going to give Ryan Gosling the best compliment ever. I also feel this way with James Marsters. Everything he's in, he makes better. Like a movie
James
is
Marsters
better.
on the same conversation with him.
Yeah, every time
I don't even know who that is.
that's Cyclops. From the what I'm talking
Who?
about from the Cyclops from the original X-Men movies.
Yeah, but what else has he
Oh,
done?
Sonic the
that-
Hedgehog guy, the
Yeah,
Donut Lord.
But
Okay.
everything
Donut Lord.
everything he's in, I feel like the movie is better because he's in it, and I feel that way with Ryan Gosling. Like James Marsters is never like a leading actor, but he
No.
crushes it as kind of a secondary kind of guy. His like PER, if you're going to talk about sports, he always brings energy and it makes the movie better. And Ryan Gosling in a Star Wars movie makes me a little bit more excited.
I can.
Listen,
feel that.
it's always the same with me. If they write a good story, it'll be fine. You could have a bunch of no-name people in it, like the original Star Wars was more or less a bunch of no-name people. If you write a good story,
Alec Guinness.
yes, and Alec got that's right. You know what? Rest in peace. Shout out. If you write a good story, it'll be fine. But if just having Ryan in it isn't enough, because if he's just flying around the ship and doing something stupid for 2.5 hours, no one's gonna care. Tell a good story, see what we do.
What I'm hoping is this essentially he becomes this generation's Han Solo, where he's just cool and kind of a rebel.
When is the setting for this?
No idea.
Did they tell you?
Oh no! I think they said 5 years after the
Return?
last trilogy.
Okay.
So we'll see.
So
Charlie's looking it up.
this is around the time that the Mandalorian, a little bit before the Mandalorian.
No, this
then.
is after Rise of the Skywalkers.
Oh, that's right. The Mandalorian is in between.
Mandalorian's after
It's
Return.
in the
yeah,
middle.
right. All right.
But anyway, alrighty. So we talked about a lot today.
Got a
Yes.
lot done. Got
Except
a lot
for, you
done.
know,
I like
Charlie
this
kind of
fast paced thing.
Charlie kind of bowed out of a couple because he's just like, I have no opinion on it.
Nothing.
Yeah. Alrighty. The school buses are rolling up, so it's time for us to pack up and head home. So if you enjoyed today's lesson in pop culture nonsense, make sure to give us a follow. You can follow us on Instagram at Fandalorians.podcast, Twitter at FandaloriansPod, TikTok at The Fandalorians Podcast, email us at thefandaloriansmailbag at gmail.com, or you can text us at 631-494-3632. For Mr. Richardson and Mr. G, I am Mr. McDonald. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you next time on the Fandalorians. Teachers by day, nerds by night. All right, Fitz, we're recording, so just keep it down.
Fits make noise.
Yeah, no, Fitz, well, hold on, you ready? I'm going to turn the... So Fitz is currently in a world his own.
Yes.
What is he doing? He's wearing. I can't see what's
He's
happening.
doing
Oh,
he's
shit.
VRing.
I just knocked over cheap.
Did he get the
on.
computer?
No, it's not on the computer, thank God. But hang on, it is all over the table and my phone. All right, hang on.
It's going well.
What game is he
I
playing?
want to know what Yeah, I was about to ask what game.
Yeah.
he's playing.
Well, he was doing. We have a baseball playoff today, so he was doing his baseball VR, his virtual reps.
Okay.
Nice.
And now, what are you playing, Fitz? He's playing Gorilla Tag.
Oh yeah, he doesn't play Eeps.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I play you sometimes.
Got
Plays
it.
Eve sometime. Charles got his finger on the pulse. He knows.
Yeah,
his stuff.
it's Eeps and Animal Company.
Yeah, I play both those games.
Yeah.
My friend is an Eats YouTuber.
Oh.
Yeah.
Do you play the one with the soccer game where you have to you're the robot?
Fitz, you play the soccer game where you're like a robot?
VR.S.
I don't know. I guess.
I don't know that. You know what? I don't know the name of it off the top of my head, but I feel like if you said it, I would know it. I don't know. It's like your little robot, and you play soccer, but all of the mechanics are the same mechanics as like Gorilla Tag. So you have to use your arms to move around.
Oh, that's fun.
Leo's always a hot, sweaty mess when he's done playing it.
Yeah. Well, I did get some on the computer, so hang on one second.